Good evening, all of you. I hope that you are feeling excited, a little bit nervous, but excited for your first paper tomorrow. I'd like to start by apologising how long it is taking me to get a video together for you. I've just come back from a week in Yorkshire and I had no signal, no internet or anything, so I am really sorry it's taken this long. This little video is not going to be a revision of any particular topic. It's just going to be a quick whiz through of what to remember to do with your paper for paper 1 tomorrow, and we'll have a little skim through a couple of bits and bobs to do with that really. If you have any questions, remember to post them on Edmodo. I will pick those up all through tonight and certainly tomorrow morning as well for anything to do with paper 1. Failing that, use each other. Yeah, you guys are your best resource at this stage. So we'll sort out paper 1 stuff this evening, and then throughout the rest of the week I will put together a couple of revision sessions for particularly paper 2, the one that I think most people will have the biggest issues with. So we will look into that tomorrow, and so on. Right, let's have a little look then at this paper 1 malarkey. Let's have a little look. To make this really simple, I'm just going to use my phone and talk through the front cover of a paper 1. Now this is last year's paper 1, as you can see here. Now let's just have a little look through these bits and bobs on the front, because I think it's really easy for us to ignore that bit at the front and just want to crack on, but you know, you might miss something here. So let's point out the obvious. First of all, your name goes up here. Remember, if you don't put your name on, then we can't identify who that belongs to, so really important thing there. Paper 1, just in case you are still confused about this: social influence, memory, attachment, psychopathology. That's all, okay? So psychopathology is in paper 1, do not forget that. Remember as well, research methods is going to be assessed in all 3 papers, so it'd be really useful for you to do a bit of research methods as well. Your paper is 2 hours long and it is worth 96 marks, okay? Now, according to my quick maths, that works out 120 minutes, 96 marks. That's 1.25 minutes per mark, which I'm sure you are all very familiar with by now. Each section in paper 1 is worth 24 marks, totaling up to that 96. Now, as I said, research methods will be counted in all 3 papers. You can have a calculator, so don't keep trying to do this in your head. You can absolutely use a calculator. Let's have a look at this. So, paper 1, the important bit: answer all of the questions inside this booklet for paper 1. That will be the same for paper 2. Paper 3, remember, you will get a question paper and an answer paper, so don't write into the booklet of paper 3, but you absolutely do for paper 1 and paper 2. Do not write outside of the box. Now, what that is referring to is this little box here. Remember, this is anything outside of here you cannot mark. It just gets scanned in and I won't be able to see it. So you have to make sure you're inside that box. Now, this bit, as I think I've mentioned to you already, I'm marking for AQA this year. This bit here, cross through any work you do not want marked. Can I recommend that you don't cross anything out? So in a 16 marker, for example, even if you think you've completely gone off the point or you're planning and things, do not put a cross through it, okay? I can't mark anything that's got a cross through it, but if you write something, might be right, might be wrong, but if I can only positively mark you, okay? I think that's the bit that needs to be said. I can only positively mark you, so if it's there and it's good, I can credit it. If you put a cross through it, you can't have anything. So hedge your bets. I can't take marks off if it's wrong. You might as well leave it in there. Anything else? Using good English. So this is the bit for the 16 markers that's really important. You need to write in continuous prose. So we spoke about bullet pointing answers and things like that. That is fine so long as they are in complete sentences and there is still flow. So it's not so much a bullet point as much as a pointing of your what you're trying to get across. So just make sure you are focusing on this as well. Okay, next thing to point out then is exactly what you're going to do. Number 1, the moment they say you can start writing, and you've got your name on everything, can I ask that you do your inferential statistics table? Just find a space. Front cover's probably a good place actually, because there's lots of bits of space around. Remember, carrots should come, mashed with swede, under roast potatoes, noi, tests of difference, tests of correlation, unrelated designs, related designs, okay? Make sure your first job, you get that table down, because if they ask you a question about any of the tests, you don't need to do any thinking, it is all right there, okay? Second little pointer, go through and read every single question before you start responding. Now, when I say read, I don't mean spend an hour reading each question, but there's a number of reasons you should be doing this. First of all, taking out your funky little highlighters, so green for AO1, AO2 blue, AO3 in orange or red or pink or something like that, and then a yellow or any other colour which is going to highlight things to focus on or things that are easy questions. So that when we go through, you're just going to quickly skim through and go, oh, I think that's an AO2 question. Quickly scribble some AO2 marks. Oh, this has got discuss in it, so I'm going to put green and orange to remind me to not forget my evaluation. And keep going through like that. Any questions that you think you absolutely know the answer of and they're easy peasy, highlight them. Highlight that question number, okay? Once you get to the end, then you need to go back through and do all those ones that you highlighted in yellow. So all those easy peasy questions that you could do really quickly, get those done. Then you're going to go back and do the ones that you struggled with. Okay, the ones that you think, oh, I'm not quite sure what to do there. You've had a bit of time to think about it now because you've seen that question already. Whilst you've been doing another one, a bit of your brain's been pondering over that next question. So by seeing it at the beginning, you're helping yourself gain a bit of time as you go through. Final little bit there is that you need to leave those 16 markers until the end. I know it's so tempting to keep doing everything in order, but nobody ever said you had to do your paper in order, okay? Leave those 16 markers right until the end to give yourself A, the maximum amount of time for them, but B, to make sure that you don't run over on time. If you did your 16 markers partway through a paper, something like this, outline and evaluate research into the effects of misleading information. That's a really good opportunity to show off, and why wouldn't you? You're in your exam. But if you do that halfway through, there's a strong chance you're going to spend forever writing this, that, the other, going to a big issue and debate and whatnot about it. So save it till the end, and then you can make sure that you have got enough time for all of the other questions. Right, I think that is it for the bits and bobs to do with paper one. As I said, just make sure you are using your time effectively and using it for you, really. Okay, so those are my last bits of wisdom for paper one. Just to set you on your way, it wouldn't be a video from Miss Madeley without something really cheesy happening. So I've written a little paper one motivational speech. Don't worry, you will have a paper two motivational speech and a paper three. Please, please, please watch out for all the puns. They are active revision just for you. Okay, are you ready? Focus. Don't conform to that normative social influence of panic. You've got this. Besides, Johnson and Scott would not approve. We are in the critical period of your relationship with psychology, and you are type B in your bond. Remember, stop, read, decode, respond. Write to the marks and the question, no fluff. And don't forget that when this is all done, you will feel your parahippocampal gyrus relax from the obsession of revision. And if all else fails, we always have Ellis's REBT to help us out. Good luck.